So I was listening to a video by Robert Wallace while working and filing paperwork. And, sometimes you got to really give the rambles a listen and stick with it for a while to get to the really juicy good stuff, right? And so, almost 17 minutes into his ramble called 2A in the Face of Madness, Robert Wallace says some of the good stuff that I was waiting to hear. Just the crazy. I'm going to let you guys have a listen to this, and then I'll respond.
Really victims and all that shit, but the shooters were handled. Okay, there's some asshole up in Buffalo. There's some real good evidence that a former federal agent was grooming this kid. Armand, I believe his name was, somebody, but maybe not, I don't know. But there's plenty of evidence that this guy was handled just like I said he was. And this fucker down in Texas, this asshole, he was on the police radar long enough that a handler could have been in touch with him too. And he could have been handled. I mean, we certainly see the guy was on somebody's radar somewhere. He was clearly going to be violent at some point in time, And boy, just when it was the most convenient thing in the world, boy, that's when he decides to kill his grandmother. And like a lot of other people, once you killed that one person, one murder, 10 murders, you're still going down for murder. Fuck it. And, I think this guy in Texas was handled. I'm reasonably confident the guy up in New York was handled. I'm reasonably confident that's why the police waited an hour to go in, to let their man finish his fucking job. Now, that's not to say that all the police involved were, involved. They weren't. They were following orders, because they're stupid like that. But there was one handler for sure, and maybe one guy going out to the police.
So, that's enough of that. I'm actually not going to address the whole MK Ultra like conspiracy that the government is sending out handlers to train school shooters so that whenever there's something bad in the news, they can have a school shooting to misdirect your eyes to something worse so that they can, get away with something else. I'm not going to address the whole MK Ultra part. If you believe in MK Ultra, that's something for, another day. Right? If you believe that the government's best weapon is to train crazy people to do school shootings, that's what I want to address here in this video. Just this one aspect of what he's saying is the idea that school shootings happen at opportune times politically. That whenever politically the government needs a school shooting, that one will happen in order to have the news cycle concentrate on that school shooting and not some other thing. Because I've heard this before, right? And I've especially heard that it happens in the lead up to elections, that it's always like in an election year. And right now we're in the the off election year where it's mostly just Congress and the Senate that we're voting on. There's no presidential election. So, it's not an every 4 years thing then. It's just every 2 years we vote on, people getting congressional seats and seats in the Senate. So, if there was a ramp up to these elections that they always were preceded by, school shootings to remind people, hey, vote for people that are going to enact more gun control, then we would see this pattern of every 2 years more shootings, right? And if it was like more connected to presidential elections, we'd see like every 4 years a ramp up in school shootings, right? Well, just using my Googleator, come with me on this journey, okay? Just here we go. All right, there's Robert Wallace and his video that we were just looking at. Here is Wikipedia, right? And here is the list of school shootings in the United States. This one is post 2000, so it doesn't include Columbine, that a lot of people remember, because that was 1999. But here's this list, and I just want you to look at the dates, right? Here we go. That's February 2000, May 2000, June 2000, August 2000, September 2000, December 2000. A whole bunch of 2001s here. January 2002, February 2002. There's lots of 2002s, 2003s. Y'all looking at this? 2004s, there's a bunch. 2005s, there's a bunch. Right? 2006, there's a bunch spread out over the year, Bunch of September ones right there. Right? September 2006. That would have been a voting year, and that would have been like right before the election. There's a little cluster there, but then October, then January right afterwards, March right afterwards, April right. That's not leading up to an election. What's this February 2008 cluster right here? Let's see. Lots more 2008s, and then 2009, and then here's in the 2010s. It looks pretty spread out over the whole year. 2011, bunch there. 2012. I mean, can you make any rhyme or reason as to like a cluster of school shootings? Because what I'm seeing is they're happening all the fucking time. Just trying to scroll through all these 2014s. Let's see. 2015s. 2016s. There's just a whole bunch of school shootings that just happen all throughout every one of these years. Here's the 2018s. Keeps going. Oh, man. There's a lot in 2018. 2019. Yeah. Here we go. Seems like maybe there's a lot more in these past few years, these school shootings, but 2020s, 2021, had a lot where, a year to the past and a year to the future right here. This cluster right here, it's like right in the middle, in between two election years. So it's like, I don't know. This whole point that he's making that like every time it's politically advantageous, every time there's like a school shooting. When I hear that, it's like, no, there's always school shootings. In fact, you can get a list of just shootings in general, mass shootings in the United States, and what I've noticed is that about every week or two, there is a familicide where the patriarch of a family decides to wipe his whole family out and then commit suicide, like a murder-suicide scenario. That happens pretty regularly, and that's not getting enough attention. Dig into that as you will, but my main point for this video, I'm leaving alone all of that MK Ultra stuff. Oh my goodness. And I just want to say, it doesn't matter what advantage people would want for timing a school shooting. School shootings are going to happen pretty close to anything that you would want to, draw attention away from. There's no, there is no coincidence. There's always school shootings happening in America. There's a whole list of them at your fingertips. Just use the Google. All right, that's all I have for today.